Hi everybody, I'm Bridget from the Witch's Ranch and Homestead, and I'm glad you're here with us for our class tonight. Denise and I had some really good recipes to share. So one of the ones I want to share, and this is in really good timing, it's a muscle warming rub, or you can also use it for arthritis. And I beefed it up a little bit for arthritis specifically because my mom went in for an MRI just a couple days ago, and the doctor called and said she is developing quite a bit of arthritis all through her left hip, which we've been treating with the normal pain cream, which everybody knows our normal half cup of coconut oil with a little bit of Valor and Panaway and peppermint, and that's been helping her a lot. But now that we know what the exact specific problem is, I wanted to boost it a little bit, so I'll be mailing this up to her tomorrow. So the oils we want to talk about that we're going to use in this are Panaway, which have peppermint and clove in there also, and clove is also awesome to use for any type of dental work. But Panaway has clove in it, so that's a great anti-inflammatory and a pain blocker. And then we're also going to use lavender because it's a soother, it's a comforter. And the last one, and this might sound a little different to you, but we're going to put Stress Away in it. For one thing, just the aroma Stress Away, if you diffuse it, really helps calm you. And also, something some of you may not know is it has copaiba in it. So, and copaiba is an anti-inflammatory. It's probably the #1 oil I grab for anti-inflammatory properties. When I fell a couple weeks ago and kind of knocked into the nightstand, it was the first oil I grabbed to put on. So, since that oil does not come in the starter kit, this oil has it in it. So don't forget to grab your Stress Away for pain relief. This is fast and easy, and it literally takes 5 minutes. So what I'm going to use today is just grab your kitchen pan, just a regular pan, and I'm going to use coconut oil, just, less than a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. I'm really bad about measuring stuff. I just kind of add stuff. So it's hard to come up with measurements, but about a 1/4 cup. And then a good tablespoon of shea butter. And shea butter itself has anti-inflammatory properties. So that's one reason why I wanted to add that in here. So you might as well use your carrier oils that also have the anti-inflammatory properties, where that's one of the goals that you're trying to meet here. So I'll just put that in my pan, and then I'm only going to add about a 1/2 tablespoon of beeswax pellets. If you don't have these, leave it out. Don't worry over that. It just gives your cream a little bit silkier feel. So I'm just going to dump all that into my pan. So one of the things I like to do is I also add herbs to my essential oils. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and put your mixture on the heat, turn it on medium heat for 45 seconds to a minute, just until everything's melted and incorporated. That's all you have to do. You can even microwave it if you want, but I really prefer not to use the microwave because I think it damages a lot of the healing properties. So I always use my stovetop. So if you happen to have chamomile leaves, I grow them in the garden, go ahead and put a good, healthy teaspoon in. Chamomile also has anti-inflammatory properties. If you have the EO, that's great. Go ahead and pull it out, and you can add it with your other oils at the end. And most people have turmeric in their cupboard. So if you have it, go ahead and add it. I add about a tablespoon, and I pour it right in. If you don't have it, leave it out. Any of these extra herbs are just optional. If you have them, you want to use them because you need their properties. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and use your base oils and your essential oils from your starter kit. And I like to throw in a little bit of cherry bark. I'm blessed that my neighbor has a cherry bark bush. So cherry bark has long been used by the Native Americans for inflammation properties. So I always throw a little bit of that in there. Once again, if you don't have it, leave it out, no problem. And then aloe. Aloe also has some wonderful anti-inflammatory properties. So I just take my aloe leaf, just break off a piece, if that's what you have. The easiest way to do it is slice it in half with your knife, and then just take the back side of your spoon and just scrape it off. So you'll have all that nice, clear aloe juice there. And I get, I use probably about a teaspoon. So go ahead and slide that on in there also. So then what you want to do is simply pop that on the stove and melt it. That's all you have to do. So pop it and melt it, like I said, less than a minute on high heat. So just for the sake of time in the camera, I already did that. So take your little empty jar, and if you added extra herbs like the chamomile or the cherry bark, you want to use a simple little cheesecloth. Don't stress over it too much. Just put it right on the top. If you're nervous about it sliding off, just slide a little rubber band around it and that'll hold it. Kind of poke it in a little bit to leave a welt. And then just take your melted carrier oils and your shea butter and just simply pour it in the pan. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not pouring it in the pan, you're pouring it out of the pan into your dish. And as you can see, anything extra then will be caught, and you have a nice little bottle of healthy oil. So what we want to do, always let this cool. Don't go ahead and dump your EOs in right now because you don't want to kill any of the healing properties. You want all those wonderful anti-inflammatory properties that are going to help with tired, sore muscles and are really going to help with the arthritis pain. So after this sets, you can pop it in the fridge for about 20 minutes if you want, but just when you can kind of poke it with your finger and it's room temperature, it's ready to go. I add 15 drops of Pan Away, 10 drops of Stress Away, and 10 drops of lavender. If you want, you adjust it to yourself. Don't ever be afraid to work with your own body. You know your body best. If you want to try a little more oils, go ahead. If you want to cut them back, that's great also. You know your body best. So I had already done mine. So for the sake of time again, I had popped it in the fridge and it's all set up. It's just a nice creamy buttercup yellow and it's wonderful. You can just smooth it on your finger and just rub it on like cream. Some people like a lighter, fluffier cream, and that's okay if you want to do that. After it's set up, just scoop it into a little mixing bowl and beat it up real quick. You can use your little Ninja individually server if you want, just to fluff it up. I don't. I simply like the cream, and it's one less step that I don't have to take and one more dish I don't have to wash. So I don't do that. I just simply rub it a little bit with my finger and go ahead and apply it and rub it on. And your shea butter is nice and great and good for your skin, and that's all you do. So thanks for stopping by.